From WALB, your hometown news source, this is breaking news.
The unimaginable happening at one of Albany's busiest intersections.
What I can tell you from inside the courtroom was that it's just a very, very emotional trial.
And one thing that they are confirming is that they are referring to this incident as an attempted abduction case.
Well, Carl, I spoke with the school superintendent, and I also spoke with the chief of the Sylvester Police Department, Ronald Jackson, and here's what we know so far.
Former President Donald Trump and Senator J.D. Vance are set to take the stage in just a few hours. I want to give you this chance to talk to South Georgia independent voters. What's your message to them?
Yeah, I think it's that unfortunately the Democratic Party of JFK has been replaced by the open borders Democratic Party of Kamala Harris. And if you just believe in common sense, you may not agree with Republicans on every single issue, but you just want some basic common sense back in government. Shut down that border, go to war against the drug cartels, and prevent the flow of this poison coming into our communities.
Following the press conference, I actually had a chance to ask President Joe Biden a question myself. I asked him,
Mr. President, some South Georgia counties are still needing approval. Will that get approved?
Come on, guys.
yes?
Thank you. Imagine every county in this state.
Every county, thank you.
Look at the line of law enforcement to my left. As we mentioned earlier, they are an honorary post from counties all over Southwest Georgia. And Raleigh, as you just mentioned, today is the final day of a 3-day memorial service for the former First Lady. People can take a photo op right here on this pole to feel like they're a real lineman. And on top of that, they also have a walking robot around here. Well, he's rolling around, but you know the idea. This exhibit has two sides. The first side is the seed side, where you can watch the process of Georgia cotton being grown from start to finish. And on this side, we learn how cotton is transformed into useful products like this t-shirt.
Coming to you live from Perry, I'm Madison Foglio. Say goodbye.
Bye, girls.
Ready? Hit it!
As Hurricane Milton approaches Florida's west coast, the mayor of Tampa is sending this message to residents.
If you choose to stay in one of those evacuation areas, you're going to die.
With time running out, many Floridians are evacuating north to Georgia to ride out the storm.
We can expect that there will be an influx of people coming through our area. If you run across those who've been affected by the storm, let's try to lend a helping hand as best we can.
That's why the Exchange Club of Albany is opening up their gates to anyone trying to escape the storm.
And our goal for the Exchange Club is to give back to the community, either ours or anyone else's, and we feel like they're in need, so we open up to try to help them.
Not only families are packing up their belongings, they're also establishing a temporary home, a little girl's playset, a father's grill, just trying to create some normalcy in this crazy, crazy time. Tim Nichols and his wife were forced to drop everything and drive over 15 hours to Albany. He encourages others to do the same.
Pretty stressful. I'm glad I came up here, because if I don't have nothing when I go home, I just don't have to go home. Just go down and pick up the pieces, you know.
For more information on how to reserve a spot at the Exchange Club of Albany campgrounds, you can click on this story at WALB.com. This was the moment a black bear decided to barge in on Joseph Barron's breakfast.
I wasn't thinking the bear was gonna, really come up to us like that. So I was just doing like a little cat call. When the bear finally rose up and lift on the gate, I backed up. So when the bear jumped, that's when I jumped.
And that's when the entire family bailed on breakfast and ran inside.
Once the bear jumped the gate, I was like, oh man, I'm dead. We all dead.
The bear's visit wasn't a total surprise. Joseph's family saw the Cubs family roaming the neighborhood days before.
Mom and Cubs started walking up the streets. The bears was like in a dumpster and walking around the cabin and coming up the road. That's my first time ever seeing a bear.
The trip was supposed to be a peaceful getaway in Gallenburg, Tennessee. On the last full day of their vacation, the family wanted a memorable moment, a breakfast of bacon and waffles while overlooking the Smoky Mountains. They got their memory, but not their breakfast.
He ate the bacon when he jumped. He jumped the balcony, and she dropped her plate on the balcony. And the bear ate the piece of bacon and started licking the plate.
Now, bear encounters like this one are not uncommon here in Georgia, particularly up north. But if you do find yourself having an unexpected visitor like Joseph and his family did, there are some things you should do and should not.
If you can make yourself appear big, yell, scream. If you're in a group, everybody can kind of do this together, and the bear's going to leave, 9 times out of 10.
And with every situation, there is always a lesson to be learned.
They don't be dumb like me, because in the moment they can snap, because they are wild creatures and wild animals, so they really can snap at you at any moment.
So the next time you find yourself in bear country eating breakfast, maybe consider a window view. Madison Foglio, WALB, your hometown news source.